And we're back.
GM, GM.
GM, chilling. What's good?
What's going on this happy Tuesday?
Mm, well, let's see. The coins haven't retraced too much after our fake news pump and dump yesterday. I like the Samson Mao quote. It's maybe fake, but the facts are real.
I think that guy blocked me.
He blocked me a long time ago. He wasn't too fond of people that supported Bitcoin forks. And you know me, I'm a fork guy.
I don't even know why he blocked me. It's probably because I liked some tweets. The same reason that the Wolf of Wall Street blocked me.
Dude, I used to go at it with them.
Wolf of
With
Wall Street.
Samson and no, not with him, with like all the old like Bitcoin maxi accounts. I remember I'm trying to think what group chat it was in. It might have been Aoki that Fluffy Pony was in, and we talked like, quite a bit in there. And I was like, dude, we talk every day. Why are you gonna unblock me on Twitter? And he's like, blocked you? Why would I have blocked you? And I'm like, I don't know, man. You've had me blocked for years. Probably just fighting with your friends when you used to have that really cringe like crypto show with Samson and them. And he like went and searched like old combos of ours, and I said something just like so out of pocket to him. Um, and he shared, he's like, oh, this is probably why. And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I said that. Yeah, I called him like a sloth, like a childless sloth, and amongst other things. But I'm not gonna say the other stuff I said. But yeah, it was definitely worth the block. But he had blocked me, and Cozy is a much he's reformed Cozy. He's much nicer
Mm,
Cozy
yeah, not
nowadays.
as off the cuff. Not
Yeah,
as
yeah.
not
I
as much
try not as
vitriol.
reactionary. I'm not as
Yeah,
reactionary. I try to
yeah.
try
I
to
like the
think
word.
things
I
through
like the word
first.
vitriol. You're not as
Vitriol.
vitriol. Yeah.
Well, I like that as well. So, what are your thoughts on this Uniswap fee? I think it's kind of odd to put it just on the front end.
Well, all the other aggregators are doing it. Um, but well, not all the other DeFi Llama doesn't do it. 1inch, I think, does it. Um, but they another step in any positive slippage they get to, because that's like most of the front ends will do that. Most of the aggregators will capture front. That's like how 1inch made their billions, is on positive slippage. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Um,
I'm
I
not
think
either.
that
I mean, I believe
I think
everyone
there's some
should like
bag
be
holders
for
out there or
profit.
something that are like trying to think of like abstract reasons why they did it. Like there's one crew of, I think they're mostly VCs, but one crew of people that are saying that the reason that they're doing this is to further decentralize the protocol by de-incentivizing people to use the Uniswap front end. And I'm like, that's a stretch. Okay.
That is probably the most tinfoil hatted thing you could possibly put out there.
I'm like, yes, their dedication and commitment to decentralization is so strong that they want to stop people from using their front end just to show how decentralized they are by adding more fees.
No, they want to show how valuable their front end
That's how white
is.
knight they are.
Actually, they want to show that even if they charge a fee for using their beautifully designed front end, the people will still come back time and time again.
Because the front end is fucking garbage, dude.
I think they're still living in the land of
Unicorns and rainbows.
unicorns, rainbows. The time when dexes didn't exist, and when only non-custodial swaps were the answer to people that wanted to have non KYC swaps, where you could get away with charging whatever the fuck you wanted on your UI as long as it was fast. Uh, You can't do that anymore. Everyone's looking for the cheapest, fastest route. I mean, that's why I think aggregators and products like Socket are so popular. I mean, that's why I love Socket. Like, that was their swap and bridge feature was like a lifesaver for all of the slippage I was eating. Trying to get onto bespoke chains and back off.
Weren't we talking about this recently? Like,
The
I
Uniswap
think
fee stuff.
we were talking about
Dude, we were
something
just
Uniswap
talking about
related.
it yesterday, and then when we got off the stream, I had seen that Hayden put out the post about the fees while we were having the stream.
Okay, because like, look, I don't think it's gonna be a Uniswap world.
Yeah, we weren't talking about them like the foundation. We were talking about how they hadn't even
Oh
turned on
yes, the
fees
KYC
yet
hub.
for
Yeah,
like
yeah.
uni holders. So it was just kind of funny that after we're talking about how, they don't even feel like they're in a position yet, profitable enough yet to turn on fees for uni holders, and then they go and
Well, it's
they
because
add a fee for themselves.
Hayden's a listener, right? So that makes sense that he was reminded. He's like, oh yeah, we need to do this. Um, no, it's Kyle Salami, the the FTX Solana bull of what is it? Polychain? I think it's Polychain.
Multicoin.
Multicoin, one of the massive VCs, um, was saying like, look, like it just further reinforces there doesn't need to be a coin. There's no coin. Why do we have a coin? There doesn't need to be a Uniswap coin. Like there's still no value for it. Uh, and they I would say that it is in poor taste that they did it after the foundation decided to sell, 60
Yeah,
million. Matt, I put out a tweet like weeks ago. I'm like, can the market even hold
absorb that.
100 million in selling on the Uniswap token right now? Um, because the foundation was going to take it was going to sell like $70 million worth of Uniswap. So I got that big battle chest. But like it's the funding. It's like you're not running a profitable business if the only thing you can do to keep the operations paid for is selling tokens, right? Like that's not a good goal. So it does make sense from a business front. It does make sense to say that Uniswap Labs is is not dependent on token sales for them to continue to fund operations, right? From like a legal standpoint, this gives them more footing. And I agree with that. But like they don't need to have a token if they're still not doing like because they own all the tokens anyway. So whenever someone tries to vote to turn the fee switch on, they just say no.
From
Um,
a legal perspective, what does them selling tokens have to do with oh, let me rephrase this. What does them selling tokens to have capital to run and pay their expenses? How does that affect them legally when you have protocols like Chainlink that are, I don't want to say buddy buddy, but they have pretty tight connections with different three-letter agencies, governments around the world, and they have no problem selling lots of tokens on a schedule to pay their expenses.
yeah. I mean, this is the whole thing with the Ripple case, right? That I was like, Chainlink is next if Ripple doesn't get away with like, it doesn't win this case. Um,
Isn't
but
Ripple's because they're like
At
minting
least
more?
Chainlink is tries, right? Like, obviously, they're not at a level in which their monetization scheme is profitable today, but they still make you pay for their services in Chainlink. So you could say that it is a utility token in that regard, is that anything that they build, obviously, it's based on, there's that the benefit of Chainlink is based on the efforts of others, right? A centralized agency being Chainlink or smart contract or Chainlink Labs or whatever they're called. Um, but it is based on the work that they're doing, but they make you pay for their services in Chainlink. So at least they have some, even though that it's not profitable. And like, I think I think on Arbitrum I was looking yesterday. I want to say there's still maybe like 11 grand they made in fees in Chainlink tokens yesterday. So, I mean, but on the Arbitrum ecosystem, there's actually not a lot of groups on Arbitrum that make a lot of money. So, like, I think they're like top 15 or top 10. So, yeah, at least they have, like, Uniswap has nothing. Uniswap literally does nothing other than you vote on how the foundation is going to sell the tokens, right? Like,
How long was Amazon unprofitable for? You know, like I think a lot
oh, I
of
don't know.
people forget
Uber is
that.
still unprofitable.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people forget that like some of the largest tech companies in the world were highly unprofitable for like long periods of time, several years, sometimes
Decades, yeah.
decades. Um, so it's like when I see these kind of talking heads talking about how like something's a failure because it's not profitable yet. It's like we're in a emerging industry building tooling to help people transition from like old financial
I mean,
system into a
it's
new one. I wouldn't expect many ideas, protocols, companies to be extremely profitable out the door. I would assume that the ones that are going to be profitable in the future would be something like Chainlink, where they have, a business case, where they have clients, where they're generating some kind of revenue. Whether or not they're positive or not is a different story. Um, but like laying the groundwork so that when the time comes where crypto products, decentralized infrastructure products are more integrated into the traditional finance systems, that they already have everything in place for it just to kind of start streaming to them.
look, I mean, it brings up the concept of having two cap tables again, which not a lot of people discuss. And people assume that token holders have some sort of um, uh,
Right, or claim
remuneration
on
claims
the
on
company.
the company that's building the products, right? And which is not the case. If you're a token holder, even if it was sold like it was an equity, you don't have any remuneration claims on the legal entity, right? Like they could choose to never ever do, like they could continue to build out a very successful product and never pay back the token holders, right? Um, and so you're starting to see a lot more on the side of venture capital as in comparison to 2020 and 2021, where it was like the SAFs or whatever, right? So the simple agreement for future tokens and stuff like that. And now you're seeing people kind of stray away towards equity first because there's a legal claim, and then the tokens are a bonus, but most of them went equity, right? And so when Uniswap did their last raise at however many billion, they raised like 140 or 150 million. It was straight up equity. And so they have venture capitalists that maybe want to start monetizing that, right? And so like they have competing interests in terms of like who they have to who do they have to please, right? And they don't have to please the token holders at all.
Yeah.
If they ever want to have a meaningful exit, then maybe they do, but
It's almost
they
as
don't.
if
They
the
don't.
VCs that did that believe that people still use Uniswap's front end.
I know that's funny and that's hilarious, right? Like,
Like, we need to start making money. A lot of people use Uniswap. You should tack a fee on the front end. Oh, great idea. Like,
but check
I
this out.
just don't get it.
Someone made a good point that by implementing this, 15 bips, you then you then handicap the fee switch because you're doing a forced. Let's say that the max amount of bips that anyone would pay to swap on Uniswap is 30 bips. So now the Uniswap
I'm glad you brought this
Labs
up.
group is taking half of what the fee switch could ever do. So if the fee switch was, I forget what the fee switch is, 15 bips or I don't know, I forget how much it is, but now you're forcing them to collect half of it if the max is 30 bips and then someone will trade elsewhere. But I definitely see a future in which that Uniswap no longer needs to be the sole, AMM, right? Like Solidity Labs, the Solidity forks are a good alternative. CrocSwap or Ambient, I think, is going to surely be one of the front runners because they're super smart guys over there and they are AMM maxis. So yeah, I could see a world next bull run is Uniswap doesn't have the market dominance that they have today. But I get it. I also I could see a future where Uniswap v4 they do it anyways. They put 15 in on the swap function on the smart contract level, not just on the front end level.
I think that's very possible.
And then so they're just getting people used to it today.
Yeah, I was surprised by the front end choice and not at the smart contract level, and it's probably because
Because
of
they
what you're
can't
saying.
redeploy them. Yeah.
Well, number one, yeah, they can't redeploy them, so it's like wait until the next version. And number two, it allows them to be able to get this idea out into the public sphere, get people to react, get them angry now. So that way they forget about it and they're not angry when it actually goes live.
Yeah, when it actually makes monumental changes at the smart contract level.
Nobody fucking remembers.
Yeah, because like what the most recent timelines I think is Q1, end of Q1 probably, is when V4 will launch. They need Denkun to launch, and then I think that once Denkun's launched, they will do their last round of audits, beginning of Q1, and then towards the end of Q1 is when I think they plan to launch V4. So yeah, you guys get 6 months to get people's anger out of the system, and then be like, look, this is how we're doing it. Like we own the IP. Like you can't fork it. You can choose not to use Uniswap v4, but this is how we're gonna do it. And maybe they do a fee switch, but like this whole carrot bobbing thing is the real real part of the industry that it's like the airdrop farmers, the carrot bobbing. Like if you do and push all of my metrics today, we might airdrop you in the future, but you push all these like vanity metrics up today, and then I can raise it a super high valuation, and then I can never actually do what I said I was going to do, or what I made you think that I was going to do, right? Which is the case with the fee switch, right? It's like put a function in the smart contract that says, that token holders can capture all this value, all this rent extraction, and then never really publicly talk about it. Whenever someone tries to vote for it, you vote it down. That it's not the right time, and then you just never implement it, right? Like that is the ultimate psyop.
I think the ultimate slap is putting an airdrop page on your app, and then making it
Changing
only
it to
airdrop,
point, changing it to something
change
else.
it to have points, and then allowing people to find on the contract that if there's a token, it won't be for 3 years. Oh, yeah. I got to be honest. I expected this of Uniswap. They weren't charging fees forever. I assumed that fees to them specifically would come in some form or fashion. I'm just surprised that they chose the front end. It's just like I don't know, just like the
You
most
got to remember
retarded.
too, the Uniswap right now is V3 at least is totally forkable, so you don't have to deposit your LP in Uniswap.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why I think this is so comical. Like you don't need their front end for anything to use the Uniswap protocol.
Dude, their front end, it still has bugs in it. It's been 2 years.
Look, here's what I'll have to say. I don't give a shit about them charging the 0.15% on their front end. Let whatever pleb wants to use their front end and, not get the best price, use their front end. All I care about is that they don't charge me this fee on wrapping and unwrapping my ETH. It's like literally the only thing I use Uniswap for. And if I get hit
I
with
use
a
their socket now, dude. I'll tell you what, after doing my taxes yesterday, every single time that I didn't use a full wrap, it charged it as a taxable event, right? So if it wasn't like 3 ETH for 3 wrapped ETH, and it was like 3 ETH for 2.999 wrapped ETH, and I was like not using for whatever reason, I was like trading it instead of like swapping or wrapping it. Those all showed up as like, I had to go through all those. All showed up as completely zero cost taxable transactions.
Yeah, the first lady that got my taxes from me, like pretty much looked over it for like an hour and then called me and was like, I need you to go through this and I need you to fill out where all these zero cost bases are. And I need to know like where they're from. Because exactly what you said, like every time that I was wrapping, unwrapping, bridging across networks,
Yeah.
I had some like alchemic stuff from like the beginning of the year. So like depositing into alchemix pools, getting ALUSD.
Dude, the NFTs were bad too, man. This is the first time that I caught up on all the NFT taxation parts, and
Don't get me started.
that was like half my day. I was pushing like 7 figures a month for a while last year. That was
Seeing
bad.
my seeing my NFT P&L was
Oh, it's so bad.
was a
I'd
slap in
be
the face.
It's a medium-sized house.
I definitely thought that I had done better. It seemed like I
Yeah,
did
same.
better, but I guess like all the little losses really added up.
Yeah, for sure. 1,000 here times 1,000.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was like, I just focused on all the big ones. Like it was like, did well on punks, did well on like ABs during the season, was able to still have like, made a decent amount and had all the ones that I had. Did well with apes, penguin. Like I had all these pretty big wins, but then there were like so many shitters that I fucked up on, and so many art blocks from when they switched to the Dutch auctions and we're starting things at like 5 ETH that I just got absolutely hosed on.
Did take me down nostalgia lane though for a lot
Yeah,
of things. I was
for
like, oh
sure.
yeah, I remember this, man. Oh yeah, I remember trading this.
Well, I will say, since we're talking about NFT stuff, OpenSea did not win. I was able to offload a significant amount of NFTs those few days, and I held on to a couple of the grails, but
It's funny because I
uh,
started looking at um just that I think we talked about this the other day too, but like the nostalgia of like looking at all the different like all the different collections, and
yep.
I just think about that I really love doing. So I started looking at like art blocks this morning. So when you're selling, I'm buying.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, the bids are hot. Like bids don't die for some of those. If you have the why can't I think of it now? The curated collection, like my curateds never were not being bid on, and they may have been down, but I was still up on almost all of them. There were there were like the geometry runners and like fucking a couple other ones that, like I said, were from the from that Dutch auction period where um yeah, we don't want to talk about them. I think me and Keyboard Monkey lost pretty pennies on those. Uh, but they're still cool to look at. Like the Geometry Runner specifically, like I used to use that as my wallpaper, and I've made like some like music videos that I was like posting with them. So yeah, there's tons of nostalgia in there, but the majority of like the things that give me that nostalgia are like the NFTs that I have on the background of this background right here, like the squiggle, the crown rose penguin, my devil, like all those ones. Um, because I've used them as my like PFPs over certain periods of time, or um, I was active with those groups at those times, so they represent cozy culture a little bit. Why is my hand doing that? There we go.
Yeah, Yeah, I was looking at a bunch of them, like edifices and anticyclones.
Yeah. Go look.
You know,
I dumped all
Hideki,
those, baby. I
huh?
dumped a lot of those. I said, go and check out. I dumped a lot of those.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Um, I had
Hideki though, he's one of my favorites. He's
mine
doing a
too.
8 1 of 1 release tomorrow, about 25 hours from now.
8 one of ones.
8 1 of 1s, yeah.
Is he doing them on his website? Because I know he had that
Maker's
site he put
Place.
up. I may bid on that.
Yeah, I might bet on it too, actually.
I think past the point of like gambling with NFTs now, and I'm like full on only buying shit that I want to like hang up. I ordered my printed Denza the other day, so I'll
Oh
have
yeah.
yeah, I just paid them like 2 days ago, so we'll have a nice. I'm trying to think what size it is. It's like the second largest size that you can order from them. Um, but it should look nice in the new office. I don't know where I'll put it in this current house. Maybe right above my computer.
Yeah, I
But I've
wanna. That's something I want to do this winter. Is like the ones that I love, get them printed, put them around my house. It means more to me than like I don't know. I think I would like it the most.
I did it with the Lewitt generators. They were like an art blocks factory or playground that I don't remember what the artist did. He did something really big and it like made those go off for a small period of time. But he offered like printing service for them. And then same with Tyler Hobbs. The cool thing about the Fidenza ones though is that he'll only print one, like a matching one of the mint. So like after one is ordered from him for a certain like number, they won't, print out a new one for you or for a
Makes sense.
new like holder. So you can go to his website. I think it's like tylerhobbs.com or
How
something.
big are
And
they?
on he offers them in a handful of sizes.
Hmm.
They're let me see. I'm gonna look it up right now.
One thing I wanted to do is with a lot of my like AI gen art, I mean my mid journey art, is get like little squares printed in mass and get like 64 of them, put them up somewhere.
You can get little square ones. All right, so he
Yeah, yeah,
does
yeah. I know you can. I need to pick the 64 that I want, but I'm gonna build the shelving in place so that I can like swap them out too. You know,
he does 20 by 24s, 25 by 30s, 30 by 36, and 40 by 48s. And 40
you
by
got the 40 by
48, he does.
48.
No, I got the 30 by 36 because he
Is it on
doesn't
canvas? Like,
recommend.
what is it on?
They're created, let's see, they use archival quality paper and pigments. Um, let's see. All original. Let me see if I can just share this on here. Where'd you go?
Hmm.
Let me see if I can. All right, I'm not gonna fuck around with it right now, but
You can show us later.
let's see. Yeah. Let's see what kind of paper he's using. Well, it's in the U.S. They print them in Austin, Texas. It's extremely high quality pigment printer that they use. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's like Hanamool Museum etching paper. It's a thick archival
Okay.
quality paper with a light texture and a matte surface. The paper is 350 GSM, 100% cotton fiber, and is acid, lignin, and chlorine free, ensuring that your work will continue to look great for many decades. The pigments used in the
I'm
printing
sure
process
Hobbs
also are product quality.
wouldn't do you wrong.
It looks really nice. I'll send you this link. But yeah, that was something I always when I got that Fidenza like over 2 years ago. I feel like now 2 years ago when I bought it, it was like 5 ETH. Um, and I always wanted to get it printed, but I was just too lazy to go to the site and do it. And the other day when I was unloading all of the other art blocks, I was like, I really want to get this printed now. I've got
Yeah, I mean, I have some like Shibemblers, like 101s and stuff. Nah,
yeah.
I'd love to get it big.
I I got rid of the alien clock collection.
Dude, would you
He
sell
wasn't
that for 100 ETH loss?
no. When I got them, I was buying them for like 1 ETH, each.
Dude,
Um,
I
so I
was
think I
buying
I
their
think I
bags,
lost
I guess.
four.
I bought one. Uh, oh, the alien clocks.
Yeah, the
I
alien
bought the
clocks,
alien.
dude. The alien insects.
Yeah, I
That
bought
was
like an
another
alien.
collection I got wrecked on. Yeah,
There was
that
one I
we.
bought for like 17 ETH
I bought one for
when ETH was
14.
4 grand.
Yeah, I bought one for 14, and that was like one of the.
The
There are
rare
only
ones, yeah.
8. Yeah, it was one of the like
Yeah,
rare
same.
ones.
I got one too.
So for those that don't know, Sven Builder, who was an Art Blocks featured artist, he did this. He had a few different ways that you could join his like private art club called the Blocks of Art Club, and one of them was to. Oh look, Marty's here. Hey, Marty. Um,
What's
so one
up?
of the
What's
ways
up?
that you could what's up? What's up? So there are 3 ways you could join this. Well, actually, there were like 4, I think, ways that you could join the Blocks of Art Club. You could buy one of these one of ones that I forgot what they were called, um, but he released them like once a quarter, and it looked like
Oh
a
yeah, and they're
giant
like
like
they were expensive.
it
You're
was
paying
like a
at least
black
minimum
hole
100
sun.
grand.
You're
Yeah.
paying minimum 100 ETH, like up to like 180 ETH, because they were they were trying to balance the price of that with what the price of the
Wait.
collection of alien
Mhm.
clocks or the collection of blocks of art were. So the other ways were there was a collection on art blocks that he did that were these little blocks that each had different letters on them, and there were ones with every letter to spell out blocks of art. So if you collected all of those, you got a special NFT that gave you membership to his Blocks of Art Club. Or when he released Alien Clocks, which is like one of the coolest NFTs that I've ever like seen in my opinion. I stand them really hard. You could collect one of each type of those clocks, and there were 9 of them, and that gave you entry. And then he did this one called Alien Insects, where he didn't announce how you needed to collect them. You just knew that they were a blocks of art project, so that there was going to be a way to collect these that would give you access or membership. So it caused a frenzy in the NFT world at the time because he was also setting them up so that you could battle them. So you could like
They're
build
like different
teams.
races and different
Yeah.
classes, and people are like, you need to have one of every single class in a single race, and another one was like, you need to have one of every race and trait. You need to have. There are like so many
I
different
I
theories.
looked like the fucking schizo guy. I looked like Charlie from It's Always Sunny, like the schizo meme of him, with a fucking Excel sheet breaking out the different
Yeah.
ways that they could have been put together. And yeah, unfortunately, DK fell down the rabbit hole with me, and we definitely spent over 100 ETH probably on
Oh,
building out
easy.
our
Yeah.
teams of those.
That was
Um,
like a lot of my bull market winnings.
Yeah, and then Bob Lax he was doing the same thing. He was also collecting them in a way in which he thought that it had to be the right way to collect. Um, he announced like he announced that it was something that we didn't think of. So like pretty much our collections were worthless, and Bob made sure that they became worthless. He made it his mission to send alien insects to zero. Um, so Bob sent his regards, and yeah, they they died on the secondary market. But they're still pretty cool. I kept my biggest loss, so it's not a loss, DK.
I know. I was thinking about just I do a tax loss harvest these because
Yeah.
I mean, I had a net loss last year, just because of NFTs.
I have a net loss every year because I don't sell my Not every year, but I usually have like some form of loss because I don't sell my salary right away, and the market's been nothing but down only. So it's like I'm usually losing money on my income.
Yeah, but you still have to pay the higher
Wait,
rate.
you guys are making money?
Yeah, I still pay the higher rate, but
Oh, but you take the capital gain loss.
yeah,
You
exactly.
take the income high with the capital gain loss. I got it.
Yep,
But the
yep,
max capital gain loss, so we don't need to get into it.
yeah, yeah. We
Just contact your local,
yeah, we're not tax
local
guys.
guy.
Listen,
Yeah.
I got a lady named
I'm an
Lori,
idiot.
30-year tax expert, familiar with the cryptos. She took care
I
of
always
me.
just say I'm an idiot, and that's why I pay people to do shit for me, right? Like
Well, it's
I'm
the
like when the
truth.
lawyer's like, "What do you want me to do?" I don't know. That's your fucking job. The tax guy. How do I do it? I don't know.
I had
Figure it
to
out. That's why you're
I
getting
had to
paid.
have that conversation with Chase the other day because you know how I was so happy, DK, about about them recovering my tokens that I deposited on the wrong chain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like they decided to hold those as well.
Yeah, they probably will. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
because
holding
they
on
can
to it
make
for
money
now.
off of it.
So they're holding on to it, and right now I'm in back and forth with Coinbase to verify that I'm the one that sent that money to me, and I fucking hate the traditional finance world. Every time that like I have to do something like this and interact with them, I'm like, God damn it, this is why I like do everything in crypto. I'm like,
Yeah, but
I've
if you
been a
did that in
customer of
crypto,
yours for
you
two
wouldn't be getting
decades.
anything back.
If what?
If you did it in crypto, you wouldn't be getting anything back.
The amount that I sent, I would be getting it back. They won't
I mean, not if you
recover
sent
it
it to
for
the wrong
small
wallet.
amounts. If
If
we
it was
were
on OFAC chain, you would get it back.
this
they
was
could
Yeah, for
just
sure. OFAC
redo the
chain would just roll it
blockchain.
back, dude.
if
Yeah,
it was
roll it back.
Binance, they'll send it back.
Yeah, if it's an exchange and it's more than like 20 grand, though, you just send it back. But what if you send it to like the wrong wallet?
I
It
didn't send
wasn't
it to
even a
the
hot
wrong
wallet.
wallet. I
Hmm?
sent it on the wrong chain. I didn't send it to the wrong wallet.
It sounded like you sent it to you put the wrong account number in.
No, no, no. I put the wrong routing number in. See, I sent it to the wrong chain, not to the wrong wallet.
Okay,
Yeah,
agree to
yeah.
disagree.
Yeah, so I used the wrong routing number, not the wrong account number, which is like sending BCH to the BTC versus sending it to the wrong address. And for the amount that I sent to the wrong chain, even Coinbase would recover this for me. I've had it recovered in the past. But yeah, now they're holding it, and I fucking every time some shit like this happens, it just reminds me of how absolutely retarded it is to think that like trusting banks, storing your money with third parties is uh, an intelligent way to go about your life.
Well,
Now, what else is going on?
My FICO score is real high. I know you
I
love
have
scores. We talked
I
about it
have
yesterday.
I have an insanely high credit score for the type of degenerate that I am, and
Yeah, it's because we make money in crypto, so you can pay off any sort of credits that you have.
yeah, I mean, I pay off every.
Because
I
of
don't
the
have any.
debt you brought on.
I have
Yeah,
no. I have
if you
zero
had a
debt.
normie job, like, and you just took out all this mass amount of credit, you're constantly paying down minimums, then you probably wouldn't have the same credit.
It's very
Hmm.
true.
Yeah,
Very,
it was
very
fucked
true.
up. I had to go in Brazil. They started me in the red tier, the red FICO tier. It's called 760
Because
score.
you're foreign, probably.
Yeah, because you're foreign and you don't have a bank account or any history or anything, right? So, yeah, then I was gaining like 200 points a day or a month for
What
literally. I think my score was like 150. Like literally, like you can't even fucking take the bus. If you're in China, right? You couldn't even fucking get past the
They
AI
don't let you in the
gate.
grocery store.
Dude, it
Yeah,
felt like a
exactly. No.
trap because like when I went to go set this account up a couple weeks ago, before I set up the business account, they asked me specifically, how much money are you going to deposit into this the first month to get it open? Then from then
Too
on, what
much.
type of activity do you think can you estimate will take place? How much do you expect a deposit will draw from there? I gave them pretty exact amounts of what would be going on. So then for them to go and hold the money when they already knew it was fucking coming, And their explanation was like, people can open up a new account and, send fraudulent money in. And then I'm like, dude, I've been a customer of yours for 2 decades. The account is open under my name. Well, but it's a new business account. But it's under my fucking name. When I file taxes, when I get information from you, when I log in to Chase, it's all there under me, my name. Like, it
And the
doesn't
same
make
IP, the IP doesn't change,
same
guys.
IP address.
It's me logging
literally
in.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, my IP changes all the time, but they don't give me guff.
Dude, you got that Risma,
It's because I pay a gross amount in wire fees just so I don't have to wait for the money.
Dude, I thought that I
Gross
really
amount.
thought I had it made here. I'm like, I know the people at the bank. They know the type of business that I do. I'm good here. And then this guy's like, yeah, back office. It's holding on to that.
That's why you just have to bank at FTX's bank in the Bahamas, bro. That's the best bank ever. I'm not
Clearly.
gonna say the name, but they are.
I know their name. Yeah, I've unironically heard great things.
Anything that FTX used is probably some of the best because they did a bunch of shady shit, and then you can let any of that shit through. Especially if you're doing it all legit, you're paying all your taxes, no problem. No problem.
Marty, who you got on your options talk this week?
We got Jim the cat. That guy.
Yeah. Meow.
Cats on cats.
Okay.
I'm talking about.
We're talking about. I know that he's more of a low time frame little. Yeah, let's talk about cats. That low time frame trader. But I know he's a big personality. I think he would just be good to.
Is that a cat
have
thing
on the show?
I think it's
cats just
thing.
like low. Cats just love low time frame.
Yeah, and then we have Ledger Prime on, which will be an interesting chat, and then Robot James, and then G-Vol Greg puts us into December.
Oh, you got Ledger Prime on?
Yes.
Dude, you got just a banging lineup.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to come on as under Ledger Prime, but he works there, right? Because I know Ledger Prime is in some restructuring and some legality, creditor debitor things.
Yeah,
right now.
I don't know. Are they still even around?
Yeah,
they're still around.
Or what?
Yeah, yep. They're still around.
We'll call them Optimus until the smoke clears.
Ledger Optimists.
Optimus
Yeah,
Prime.
they're still around. But no, Vaultard like me, so we're back to the full Vaultard talk. It's hard to fucking talk to some people when, we're just speaking different languages, Like somebody says this is an option and you're like, oh my God, this isn't an option, and then you call Tolga up and Tolga fucking lights the fire. I was just talking with Tolga for the last hour, but don't rile him up, when it's not an option. But I had to deal without you guys for fucking like two or three shows. So that was interesting, because there was nothing to ping back and forth on. So it was me and the guest. So that was a different show setup,
Oh yeah, we'll be there tomorrow.
Fucking just meowing into the microphone.
Yeah,
there's gonna be so much meowing.
Silent and meow.
I'm just gonna fucking go on YouTube and just look up like horny cat noises,
I'm just gonna be patting up.
Lick my chops for an hour. No, he's a cool guy. We did some hats for him for his Friend Tech holders. We did 50 hats of a custom cat hat on a nice khaki cap. And on
we need
a
cozy, as one should imagine, hat.
Dude, I need a snapback, dude. I only wear snapbacks, so it's whenever I wear yours to the business meetings,
Yeah,
so, in the business, especially with the market makers.
Such a dad.
But I'm a snapback guy, dude. We gotta do a special edition snapback.
Like a trucker, like the match.
Yeah, trucker.
He likes the trucker cap. Yeah,
I'm a trucker.
DK is total like frat boy dad mode.
Dude, don't even put me in that classification. I'm about to
never grew up. Still talking Greeks. I don't know, dude.
Stereotypical trucker cap. Yep.
Frat boy.
Stereotypical trucker cap with the big old dip in his lip. Big old dip in his mouth.
Not the pouch,
Patagonia.
not the
One
pouch,
right
the
now.
actual dip, not the pouch.
No, the actual dip. Yeah, not the
No, I have a
pouch.
pouch. I have a pouch.
Yeah.
No, I've been trying to quit for 10 years. You know, I'm at the pouch stage.
Yeah.
You see, when I was dipping, I also wore the trucker cap. I think they go hand in hand.
No, I
I think
think
they
it's just
sell it together.
I gotta if I cut my hair short, then I got like this I'm starting to bald in this one spot, so I just fuck it, I just don't do my hair at all, and then I'll just wear a trucker cap.
Dude, I
Like
got
when you
some
go to
shit
the
for that,
AM
DK.
PM.
I
Yeah, you
swear
go to the
by it.
AM PM.
I
Nah,
got
dude,
some shit for you.
I'm just gonna go to fucking Turkey and get it done. You know, one day when it's bad enough. You can barely tell, but I can tell.
I know. I'm gonna send you a
Well,
link
only
for
when I
some
hold the
shit that I
camera a
swear
weird
by.
angle.
Like I was using I got my hair my shampoo and conditioner switched by my wife like years ago, and
More
it
head and
I could have
shoulders.
swore, dude.
Is it
You
for
already
thinning
know,
hair? Is
dude.
it for
You already
thinning hair
know.
or for like bald
No,
spots? Those
no,
are
it
different.
wasn't. No. This is for this is to like re-stimulate your scalp and have hair
Rogaine.
regrow back. It's not Rogaine. No. It's just like a shampoo and conditioner. But I swear to God, dude, it fucking works. Like,
But then
so
I got to
just like
shower.
Marty. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to
But
shower.
you're
You're
French,
gonna you're
right? You're
gonna have
French,
to.
right? French people don't shower.
No more pee jar underneath the computer desk. You're gonna have
Mm.
to actually go shower. Um,
I don't know. Those are
yeah,
trade-offs, dude. I don't think it's gonna pay the money to go to Turkey.
yeah, yeah.
I'll
DK
pay the 30
may
grand, dude. Sorry, man.
DK's alert may go off for the quarterly VA. Hitting the 3-month VTWAP. Him and Stoic are having confluence. No, but so I could have swore I was losing my hair. It was like a few summers ago, and I thought I was going crazy. I'm like, dude, my hair looks different and like is looking stiffer, stringy, like not as full. And I just literally thought I was going crazy. Then it started like falling out. I was like brushing my hair, just like putting water in and putting my hands through it, and I could see like hair falling off it. So I started freaking out. I'm like, fuck. I'm losing my hair. I'm too stressed. Like I don't know what's going on. And when I went in to go get my hair cut, I was telling the lady about it because I hadn't got my hair cut in a while from it starting to like thin and fall out and seeing like some bald spots. And I was like, this can't be fucking happening. I'm too young for this. And
I'm just a fucking cat. It doesn't happen.
I'm just a fucking cat. I can't lose my hair. And the stylist was like, you said exactly what you said, Marty. Like, is it Head and Shoulders? And I'm like, yeah, she switched to some Head and Shoulders because like a sister-in-law had said it was doing XYZ for her hair. So she wanted to use it for hers. She's like, yeah, that stuff is not good for, people whose hair is like
Rat
yours. And
poison for your fucking head.
yeah, it dries it
Is
out.
it?
Like there's some
That could be
like
me because my hair hasn't gotten worse since I stopped using Head and Shoulders.
yeah, dude. Oh, if you're using Head and Shoulders, it is 100% the Head and Shoulders. I swear on my life, dude.
It's been like 3 years since I stopped, and it hasn't gotten any worse.
Yes, stop. You already stopped. I'm sending
Oh
you the
yeah.
link for this stuff, DK. It will make your hair come back. I swear to God. Like my hair, I have great hair now. I fucking love my head of hair now. And if anything were to happen to it, to
That
where
mop top, you know?
the shampoo and conditioner didn't help, then I would do exactly what you were saying. I would just get fucking plugs or something. Like I'd pay the 10 grand and get like the top of the line plugs in there
Yeah,
because
10 grand's not getting you
Fucking
much, dude.
turkey.
But I hear what
Yeah,
you're saying.
5 grand,
you
bro.
you said going to Turkey.
Get
I'm
your
not going
teeth
to
done.
fucking
30
Beverly
grand, dude.
Hills.
30 grand turkey for 30 grand is what I
Dude, what
need.
do you mean? No, they have like
30
a,
G's?
like you go to, no, like a cruise, like you pay all inclusive. You get the flights,
What?
you get the hair, you get the teeth. It's like 10 stacks.
What?
Thank you. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
turkey,
I knew.
bro. It's turkey.
All right. You guys might be right.
Yeah, it's not bad, but especially you now saying that you were using Head and Shoulders and it stopped. You noticed that it stopped. I promise
yeah.
you that the Head and Shoulders is what was doing it to me. And as soon as I stopped and I started using this like follicle scalp stimulating shampoo,
Exfoliation.
dude, it opens your pores up and it stimulates the hair growth. It doesn't
Isn't
exfoliate.
that what I don't, dude. I'm not a beauty guy. I don't know, but it sounds
Exfoliate's like
exfoliate.
rubbing off, layers of your old skin.
I don't know.
It's like Rogaine,
This helps.
but
This helps
rebranded.
unplug your. This helps unplug your the fucking like holes in your, that your hair grows out of on your scalp.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it, dude. I'm about to start my fit arc. You know what I mean?
Do it.
So,
I
Oh, I'm
swear to you,
gonna do
dude,
CrossFit,
you'll
bro. I'm getting a little chubby.
well, I'm not gonna
don't
do
do fucking
CrossFit, but
CrossFit.
I am getting a little chubby, so I'm
Just
gonna
do
do my
calisthenics and run.
my. I have a gym. I spent like 25 G's on a full gym at my house.
You're a fucking asshole. You never use it.
Yeah,
There's trade-offs, right?
and I even put air conditioning in it, and it's a separate unit. Like my garage is a separate unit, but I have a pretty big garage for the neighborhood I'm in. It's a 3-car where everyone else has like 1 cars. But yeah, I have a full garage dedicated to it, to gym, and I never fucking use it.
Jesus
Except for
Christ,
today.
You're just that fucking lazy. You're just that lazy.
Dude, well, I've been trying to get V3 up for the last 9 months. It's out now, and I'm taking these next 2 weeks off from work. So, and I got my
What is that,
taxes
real
done last
work?
night. I pinged Cozy when I was done. It
Oh,
was like
last minute? Oh,
it's like
fuck.
11:30
Dude,
Eastern
I
when
could not
finished.
believe, that I was, unironically, I was sleeping. I was so fucking tired yesterday that I went upstairs to lay down with my son and wife for when she was putting him to bed, and I fell asleep like, I don't know, probably 20 minutes after he did.
What happens if you don't pay it? I know you have to extend to get to October, but what happens if
Yep.
you're like, I don't know, today? You're like, oh,
I don't know.
sorry,
You
I
get on a
was
naughty
fell
list.
asleep.
You got a naughty
Yeah.
list. You have to pay more
Whatever.
interest. I mean, maybe there's a
Oh,
penalty.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't
You
want
get
to
a
be on a
naughty.
naughty list, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I don't want to
that
see what
cold.
happens if I don't pay by the 16th. Like when I think I had mine done by
Probably
the
nothing happens, right? They're probably just
8th.
like,
I don't
oh,
think
whatever.
because a lot of people will file the taxes, but they don't have the money to pay them, right? And so, like,
You set up a payment plan.
Yeah.
you just set up a payment plan and stuff like that. So I don't think it's that bad. Plus, the part of the defunding the government has been we decided to not pay for the IRS anymore. So
You have
so
the people that
the IRS
extend and then can't
we
pay,
literally
and then you have like,
handicapped the IRS. They're about to fucking size up dramatically, and we handicapped them. Took a few billion from them. So I don't think they're gonna be doing too much. But if they do, I have protections, and I paid a lot of
And you
tax.
paid on
though.
time. And you paid on time.
I
I mean,
overpay on
Yeah,
purpose.
I was like, yeah, I'm happy to overpay on it.
My,
I
I've
like
had.
the
Capital
Japan
gains were
method, bro.
down,
They
but
just send you
I love the
a
Japan
card.
method.
They just send you a card with how much you owe. Thanks. No
yeah,
problem.
they will send it to me. I mean, like, because I don't pay the TurboTax does the interest wrong, I think. Because after I pay
No,
the
you
tax,
don't even
they'll
have to
actually-
call TurboTax. The
No, you're
government
right.
just sends it to you.
Yep,
Yeah, then
I
they'll
had to.
send me a thing that says you need to pay these overages. Because I
Yep.
didn't pay it in April, and I'll be like, all right, whatever, pay it, done.
Yeah, I feel like they don't take into account the interest that you owe for the extension.
Yeah, TurboTax doesn't do that for some reason. It says it does, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, I
They
still
just won't
owed
let
like
you on the bus if you don't pay your taxes. You know, you're just not welcome.
yeah, I owed like an extra I think like 4,600 or something last year after they're all done. And I was like, "Yep, that's it. Cool. Thanks for letting me know. Here you go." Now leave me alone.
Yeah, I'll see you next year, Santa. Okay.
Hey, I got a question for you, Marty. In Brazil, is there like a national banking ID, kind of like how there's like a social security ID in the US?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
taxpayer ID, but it's a little different because your social security number is more private and identity theft, and it's on this weird little piece of paper that you can't lose or laminate, right? In
Yeah.
Brazil, it's like, like when you go to Safeway or whatever and you fucking give them your phone number. So it's like that. It's called a CPF. So it's a taxpayer ID number, but you can use it for anything. You use it for discounts at the grocery, you use it for discounts here and there. But then when you go to file your taxes, you do it through the government website. So through the Receita Federal, through the Brazilian IRS, you file your taxes and you say how much money you made each month or you sold of capital gains. And it has nothing to do about one trade or two trades or the short term or long term or whatever.
Yeah.
Capital gains is if you make under a million US is 15%. Just
Okay.
out the box. And then you have, of course, different brackets. It's
Is
like
it
stupid.
priced
If you
in
make
US
over,
actually?
it's literally priced in $1 million US capital
That's crazy.
gains.
Okay.
Under a million, 1 to 5 million, and then I think over 5 million. 3 different brackets. I think the highest is 21 or 22. And then
You
you
need to
also
convince my
have
family to come to Brazil.
Well, the reason I
Oh,
asked is
yeah.
because like there's different regimes, right? So like, Argentina is like the
They don't
most
pay tax,
forward
bro.
in my
They don't pay tax.
eyes in terms of like there's a single ID, right? That is your like that's your human ID, and it's public, right? And so like if they give you that, then like if I need to check to see if you're like legit, I can go to the their
Same here.
website, put in that ID,
Yeah.
it'll pull up a picture of the individual. I'm like, okay, well this person's not lying who they are, right?
You can scan a QR code on the back of my plastic resident card to verify that that's me, and
Yeah,
all of the numbers match the data on the card,
so much
including
easier.
this CPF. Yeah, of course.
And then
But it's weird. The Brazilian one is a paper. The fucking ID is literally a piece of paper, but for the residents, it's
hey
plastic.
man,
No, it's like the waterproof, right? Because people go to the beach and
Okay.
shit. It's like this waterproof paper, but it's still a paper. Interesting.
well, I asked because in Portugal, which I'm getting my finalizing the citizenship in Portugal right now.
It's a card.
Knock on wood, I might have it by end of the year.
Really?
So it's moving back. It's moving. I thought I was gonna have it in Q1, but I might have it. I mean, it's 2 years in the making, right? It's taking a long time. I had to get my grandpa's his marriage license. Like, I had to get that translated, and then
They do
over
the
to
blood.
Portugal, and then I had to get my dad's birth certificate, and then my dad had to become a citizen, and now I'm going through the process against it. So it was like it's a long process. But I'm almost
Do they do the blood passports where like if your family
birthright.
Yep.
Yeah, birthright. Yeah. And so
Yeah, we're thinking about getting into Vietnam that way.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me to have a residency in Portugal.
For sure.
Anyways, they kind of do it that way. They have like a health care ID, they have like a banking ID, they have like a citizen ID. You know, they have like a specific ID, and you have like one ID, and it has like a lot of those things on it, and it's just easier. It's just it's a single unique identifier that you can carry around with you that between different entities and stuff. And it's not like super secret like the social security number, where like if someone gets your social security number, then they can steal your identity.
Yeah. And then we have a voting card. So you have to bring this separate specific card that matches your ID to vote. And you have to vote in Brazil. If you don't vote, you get taxed. And then if you don't pay the tax, you get fucked. But it's also a system that it's literally me versus you or us three. And it's whoever wins by one physical vote. It's not this, you know, state.
It's not
It's a
the-
democracy.
yeah.
That's how democracy
Yeah,
works.
it's literally 1-to-1. So if I win by one vote, it actually incentivizes people to vote because your vote actually matters, right? So yeah, just it's a different setup. I really like the legal landscape, the tax landscape, the tax clarity on crypto here, the voting, how it votes, how they vote. I'm pro Brazil. I get paid by the Brazil Tourism Board. Don't you know that? For all my
You guys
tweets.
close up shop, but I got a hard stop.
Do you
Adios.
really?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Like, oh my god, that'd be fucking hilarious.
I should.
They're like, we noticed you talk about Brazil a lot. We'd like to offer you an exclusive X.com package.
Picanha, a fucking all-you-can-eat picanha steak dinner.
So fucking funny. Yeah, we spent most of the time before you came on talking about Uniswap fees. We'll get into the other shit we had planned tomorrow. It's noon, so we'll wrap things up. Thanks for joining us, everyone. See you back same time tomorrow. Later, Pimps.